I doubt they'll let you stand there.
I'm not gonna stand there for like an hour. I'm trying to like make
However, we would like to take this opportunity.
Remain standing. This is our youth tournament. We would like all of you to give this next group a real round of applause.
Battery?
No.
They were supposed to have the pass that come in. There were many of them coming in this time.
What? Hey, there's the heat, the Elgin heat.
Red pack.
Sure is.
I don't know why people.
No, I will sit right here.
How's the tournament going?
Take a picture. Take a picture.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Oh, it's can't even see him. I know.
Lots of energy. Why? Because you're awesome! Woo! Is yours working, Lise? Don't you love softball? Don't you love it? Oh. You guys don't know that stuff. That's my time. She is bad. She is bad. Well, Lisa, what do you want to say? Hello. You guys, we are so excited to be here. In fact, we just got done playing against the professional league team on ESPN2. Have you been checking this out on ESPN2? Yeah! You guys, there's so much that we want to talk to you about. And everybody knows the Olympics are coming up in 2 months, right? And where are the Olympics? Sydney, Australia. Down under. Every game for women's softball will be televised on TV for the Olympics. Are you excited about that, Lise? Yes. All right, I want to tell you a story really fast. Here's this little girl. She's 8 years old, right? Who here is 8 years old? We got some 8-year-olds? Oh, yeah. Well, this girl, all she knows is slow pitch softball. Why? Because her parents, that's all they played. Well, this little girl, her dream is to be a slow pitch pitcher. So she gets asked to play in this league when she's 8 years old. And she goes to pitch and she lobs the ball in there and the coach is yelling at her saying, "What are you doing?" She goes, "What do you mean I'm pitching? This is fast pitch. You're supposed to throw the ball as hard as you can." So this girl started pitching and her career began. She ended up walking, how many? 25. She ended up hitting 25. And I believe they lost the game 25-0. This is Lisa Fernandez! Let me tell you about Lisa. Yeah, she started when she was 8. She's from Long Beach, California. She went to UCLA on a full scholarship. 4-time NCAA All-American. She's pretty good. She is a 3-time Honda Award winner as the outstanding softball player in the country for college. And her senior year, she led the country with the lowest ERA as a pitcher and the highest batting average with a .510. And she won the coveted award of being the #1 female athlete of all sports, the first time a softball player ever won that. Lisa Fernandez. Oh yeah, I'm not done. She's a Pan American, a world champion, and she is now a 2-time Olympian. Lisa Fernandez. Thank you very much. And the person over here to my right, I don't think needs any introduction, but I will give her one anyways. Oh, yeah. Dot Richardson. Dot Richardson, it was pretty interesting. I grew up playing ball in Long Beach, California, as Dot said. My goal obviously was to be a slow pitch softball player because it really wasn't fast pitch at that time. Started my career as so, ended up playing all the 18 and unders, 15s and 16s, and so on down the line. Ended up getting to UCLA, and I got asked to play on the college, or actually on a summer travel ball team for women called the Rebestas Breakettes, which was a team that Dot Richardson was on. Yeah! The coach was Ralph Raymond, and this was my first opportunity ever to meet the famous Dot Richardson. And I remember flying back east, and playing on that team, and there's never been a ball player in my life that has influenced me as much as Dot Richardson has in my career, ever since I started playing women's ball at the age of 19. She is a tremendous athlete, but more so than that, a role model and a mentor for all of us, and I include you and me in the same, because she's in a class by herself in terms of age. Dang, my bad. I told you I was going to keep the secret, huh? I'm here for the little people and the older people. So I keep us in the same in terms of Dot being a role model, because she is my role model also. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to play with her, a legend in our sport, and definitely a future Hall of Famer. Dot Richardson is a player for the NCAA. She was named the Player of the Decade for what decade do you guys think? The 60s? Unbelievable. The 70s? Or the 80s? All of them, right? The 80s. Who was the player of the 90s?
Lisa.
Unbelievable, Lisa. Do you realize that? No. No. Who's here the player of the... 2000. You want two. Of the zero. Of the zero. Anyways, Dot Richardson was named the Player of the Decade for the 80s. She was an All-American in college, four-time All-American in college. Started out in Western Illinois, right? Right. And ended up transferring over to UCLA, a kid out of Florida. Dot's going to tell you a great story about how she started playing in Florida. I'm talking. There's a mic. There's a camera right there. Okay, love the camera. But most importantly, not only has Dot been phenomenal on the field, but off the field, where she is now an orthopedic surgeon. And she finally graduated. Finally finished, and now she's on her own. Last year, I worked with the Dodgers, the Lakers, the Sparks, the Mighty Ducks, the Avengers, the Kings, you name it. It was awesome. Awesome, baby. Ladies, we are so excited to be here because we traveled all this way. And you know why? Because we're here to let you know that your futures look so awesome. Awesome! Woo! Look at Lisa having to play slow pitch, and then fast pitch discovered her. For me, all I knew was baseball when I was a little girl, and girls were not allowed to play. In fact, I would have had to cut my hair short and take on a boy's name, call myself Bob, in order to play baseball. Can you believe it? Bob. Bob. But instead, softball that very day discovered me. Ladies, I want to tell you a couple things, all right? Go for it. You ready for it? Here, wait, everybody sit down. It'll be a while. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Check this out. Softball is so incredible, don't you think? Yes. What's so incredible about it? You guys, it prepares you for so many things. But it all starts with a dream. And that's why with Louisville Slugger, we've talked about the dreams. Here's one of mine. Who here dreams about softball? Come on, give it up. Who here is a shortstop? Okay. Check out this dream. Who's a pitcher? Who plays third? Yeah! Sit down. Who plays second? Yeah! Okay, we can do it all. Laura Berg wanted to send a message, outfielders rule. I don't know what that means. But anyway. Well, here's a dream, and tell me if you've had it. You're at short, and the ball's hit up the middle. You're running as fast as you can to get in front of it, but you can't. So you dive. Do a forward roll, get up, and throw the girl out at first base. Have you had it? Come on, you guys. Is that not a dream? Come on, that's a dream, right? Check it out. I had this dream for 2 years. Dot Richardson's at short. Ironically, it's in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm 15. The ball's hit at the middle. I'm running as fast as I can to get in front of it, but I can't, so I dive. See the ball into my glove. I do a forward roll, get up, and throw the girl out at first base. Oh, yeah. 3,500 people watching the game stood up screaming. It was total pandemonium. Must have been a good play, right? And my teammates, they're giving each other high fives and low fives. They're going crazy. But what was I doing? I was standing there frozen. Because I realized I had just lived that dream. And I realized for the first moment in my life how powerful our minds are. People, if you can imagine it, if you're willing to work hard for it, if you want something so badly that you even dream about it, it can happen. You want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be the best mom in the world, you want to be a coach, whatever you want to do. A softball player! Yeah! Put your mind to it and work hard, because it can happen. It can happen. You tell the story about your arms being too long. You guys, this is unbelievable. How many negative things do you hear from other people? Dot, you are way too short to play basketball at UCLA. Dot, you think you're going to go to UCLA from Florida? Do you really think you're going to be a doctor? Do you think you're going to be an Olympian? People, you hear a lot of negative things. And Lisa and I are here to tell you, don't listen to them. Go with your passion. Go with your heart. Come on, Lisa, tell that story.
Are you sure?
It's unbelievable. Tell them.
They don't want to hear it.
Tell them.
You can tell the difference in our personalities, huh? I'm a little bit more bashful than she is.
I'm a shortstop and a second baseman.
As Dot said, it is so true. To have the power to dream and to have the power to believe in yourself, it's amazing what you can accomplish. I was 13 years old, coming up from the 12 and unders, and I was going to play on this travel ball team. And in order to play on this travel ball team, I had to go to a coach. I wanted to pitch on this team, and so they sent me to this coach, pretty well known in Southern California where I'm from, and I had to go through a tryout. So I'd been working out really hard because obviously that was my dream. I had seen a UCLA softball game when they were playing the University of Nebraska on television, and at that point I realized, oh my God, I could do something great with the sport that I love to play. I could get an education, I could go to a university like UCLA, where I graduated from, and more importantly, I wanted to be the pitcher with the ball in the circle when the game is on the line. So I went to this tryout, and I went with my mom and my dad, and went to this guy, and I started throwing all my pitches, and after about the 5th pitch, he said, that's enough. He said, Lisa, why don't you and your family come into my office? So I walked into his office, and he had a big oak table, and he had these little, pictures and plaques all over his wall, and he sat me down, and he said...
Wait, is this a pitching coach?
Yes.
Who has a pitching coach? All right, pitching coach, all right. Tell her. Come on.
So he sat me down, and he goes, I don't know how to tell you this, Lisa, but, your arms are too short, and I don't think you're ever going to be able to pitch past the age of 16. And I remember looking at my mom, and I remember looking at my dad, and I'm thinking, okay, what are we going to be able to do? And my mom says, well, what do you suggest? And he says, well, if you come to me, maybe I can try and work something out, but I can't guarantee it. But I really don't think you should pitch past the age of 16, or I really think you should probably give it up and try another position. And I said, dang. So I remember walking out with my mom and my dad, and my mom said, sorry, we're gonna take off. Thanks for your opinion, and we left. And I remember looking at my mom like, man, you're crazy. I want to pitch. We got to stay. She's like, come on, Lisa, let's go. And at the time, as much as you guys all travel, we traveled a lot too, and we had bought this van in order to, travel around the country. So there I am in the back of the van, and I'm crying, because here, my dream was to one day be in the circle, winning a national championship, and this person was telling me that it wasn't going to happen. And I remember bawling in the back of my van, and, when your moms get really ticked off, like their voice changes. No. They get really mad. It, goes to another level. My mom turned around, and she said, stop crying! I stopped. I was like, woo! She said, if you're ever going to let someone in life tell you what you can or cannot do, you will never make it. She said, if you're ever going to let someone in life tell you what you can or cannot do, you will never make it. If you want something bad enough, and if you have a dream about something that you want to do, you may have to work a little harder and you may have to give a little more, but you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. And from that day forward, we made a pact between my mom and my dad and myself, and we were going to work as hard as we could. We went to the doctors, they checked my arms out. I do have a little bit of a little dip right there, but it's totally normal. We went to the doctors, they said it was okay. And I may have to work a little harder, and I do, and I may have to give a little more, but if I want the dream bad enough, then I'm going to be willing to do it. And that's something that I've kind of followed throughout my life in trying to pursue any goals that I've had, especially when it comes to overcoming that situation, because now I'm 29 years old and I'm still pitching.
Woo! You're older than 16?
Just by a little bit.
And it all begins.
Home run over the fence.
How old were you? Is that for Lisa or me? I actually, I am the youngest player to ever play in women's major ball. I was 13 years old. There was no 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So at 10, I played with the women's Class A, and when I was 13, I played women's majors. So my first home run was when I was 13 years old. I can't remember. She's hit so many. You know what I mean?
I'm not really a home run hitter.
Question in the blue visor. Lisa, go over there. Come on.
Yeah.
How many times did you guys practice when you were in 10 and 12 rounds?
How many times did we...
How many times did we practice? Okay, well, I can only jump for women's major ball. We had spring practice. It was every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 6 to 9. That was during spring practice. Then we started our competition every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we did not practice during the season. So all summer we had no practices other than just playing our games. All right, Lise?
I played Little Miss when I was growing up, and we would have practice twice a week. But individually, I was wanting to pitch at that time. That was kind of when I started with Dot Story. So I would probably go out about 5 times a week. 5 times a week and throw for about, maybe half an hour. Just working on basic mechanics. As a pitcher, when you're that young, your first main priority is develop your mechanics, work on your speed and your velocity, and with that will come your control, making sure you pinpoint corners. A lot of pitchers always want to know what pitches they should learn to throw. I strongly suggest, first and foremost, have the proper mechanics, so that way you can make sure you maximize your ability, prevent injury, and then make sure you can hit your spots and your location. And once you master that, then you can go into the different pitches.
A couple more, yeah.
When you were growing up, did you ever have like an idol you followed?
Oh, when we were growing up, did we ever have an idol? Okay.
I didn't have too many. There wasn't very many role models that were female, so it's basically, unless it was Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova. I mean, other than that, those were the only two you saw on TV. I was fortunate to have the support of my mom and my dad. I mean, I guess those were the two that kind of helped me go in the right direction and kept supporting me throughout everything.
All right, let's bring back some memories here. Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs. Right?
Woo, God, that was
Okay,
in the
and
70s,
Chris
girl.
Evert. But these were my superstars. Snooki Mulder, Joan Joyce, Sharon Backus, Willie Rose, Irene Shea. These are the Mickey Mantles and Babe Ruths of baseball. And I'm here to let you know that they existed and they opened the door of opportunities for so many of us. They were my role models. All right, besides my parents, they're my #1 role models. What are you? Parents are great, aren't they? Okay, question. Every game will be televised. And the gold medal game will be televised on the big broadcast, the big NBC, the main one, okay?
And actually, the game we played yesterday will be televised today on ESPN2. I think it's at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Time.
It's on today.
We won't tell you who won.
A couple more right in the back there.
The different pitches that I throw, I throw a rise, I have a drop that I throw on the inside and the outside corner. I throw a curveball, a change, and then I have a variation of a screwball that's called a flip drop that basically breaks in and down to a right-handed batter or down and away from a lefty that has a lot more velocity than the drop I throw over the top.
And Lisa has the #1 changeup in the world. She has the best changeup. Question!
I want to know if did you ever go visit that coach that told you couldn't pitch?
The funny thing was, like I said, he was a coach from Southern California, very well known. I will not divulge his name. And I saw him on a grassy knoll when I was playing at one of the fields at a park in Mission Viejo, if any of you guys have ever traveled out there. And there he was, and I pitched the greatest game of my life, I think, at that time. I was 17. 17. Right there. Yeah.
But
It was good.
What was?
The speech.
Whose speech?
Richardson and Fernandez.
Cool. Now you're doing what?
Huh?
Now what are you doing?
We're going to try and get autographs. But the line is really long and it goes all the way back there. So they have till 2 o'clock. I don't know what time it is now, but
It's 12.
it's 12, so that's
You
2
should
hours.
Get it. Hopefully you get in.
Hopefully we'll get it. The rest of the team's all the way in the back.
Back where? Back there?
Yeah, way back there. It's like 600 of them. They're like, oh yeah, I don't care. God love you, Dad, you know.
Thank you.
And I got the speech for you on tape, so you didn't miss anything.
So, I'm going to fade you out. Say goodbye.
Drifting!
Oh my gosh, man, we moved like 15 feet in an hour. If I don't get up there, I'm going to be taking some bus, you know what I mean? You're fine with driving. What? Man, I'm tired. I want to get an autograph. I'm also really mad. What, Mom? Make sure you got the right picture out. I know.
You can't. I think it's live.
Get the right picture.
It's just stop pushing.
It's okay. That should be pictured.
Down this way. Sorry. You're welcome. How are you doing? Oh yeah.
You go ahead.
Like it? Yeah.
Here.
Talk to me, girl.
How are you?
Good. What position are you playing?
Well, I pitch and I play
Rock and fight. There you go. Good luck. You got it.
All right.
Talk to me. We're moving camera. Here we go.
To Chelsea, please.
You got it. Is Chelsea listening?
You just talked to her.
Chelsea, we are on tape together. Spell it now. C-H?
C-H-E-L-S-E-A.
The usual?
Yep. Thank you so much.
Right with you, girls. Good luck, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's here about it?
Hey, Callie, they're gonna shoot me.
What'd you say?
Callie's gonna kill me.
Watch out the car.
The rest of the team's gonna kill me too, because they're in the back of the line.
So let's see your ball.
Fernandez. Richardson.
Cool.
And then I don't wanna.
I got your poster.
Well, it says, go for it all. Nothing but smiles.
Excellent. Ready?
Yeah. Let's go show them.
Okay. Gonna rub it in, are you?